Hello everyone, it's Ashwin Rao. I hope you're doing well today, and today I wanted to talk about a lens that I've had interest in since it was first released on the market just earlier this year. This is a rival of Leica's famous Noctilux 50mm f/0.95 aspherical, but priced at a much more approachable cost. This is the Voïgtlander Nokton 50mm f/1.0 aspherical in M mount. I just received this lens from cameraquest.com. Stephen Gandy provided me this lens as a loaner. I'll have the opportunity to buy the lens if I find it impressive enough and well suited to my needs. Every time a new fast 50mm lens or 35mm lens emerges, it piques my curiosity because it's at the heart of what got me started in photography. Fast aperture, or wide aperture lenses as they're called, tend to create a certain amount of magic in their imagery, and regardless of what you think of them, they are often painterly lenses, meaning that they exhibit certain properties, certain characteristics that lend themselves quite well to painting a romantic image when you're taking the photo of the scene in front of you. Wide aperture lenses have become increasingly popular in portrait and wedding photography, as well as even in photojournalism, to lend a unique and almost three-dimensional view of images. One of the very first lenses that I tried was the Noctilux line from Leica, including the f1 and then eventually the f/0.95 lens, which I settled on for over a decade as my primary fast aperture lens. This lens had an incredibly unique signature, yet it is a beastly lens. It is very, very large, and it requires a bit of commitment to carry it every day. Over the years, a number of competitors have risen up at much lower price points, but with similar or close apertures of 0.95 or f1.0. This preview will focus on the Nokton's behavior and properties on the M system cameras, such as the Leica M10 or M10 monochrome or the M10R or even the new M11. So here again is a perspective on the Nokton. I mounted it on my Leica M10 body. As you can see here, it is a rather bulky lens for what it is, but then again, it's not particularly long. You put this camera down flush onto the table, it will not tip forward, meaning that the front weight of the lens does not make it front heavy. Rather, the camera will continue to sit on its base plate with the lens elevated. Next, I present to you the lens when not mounted on a Leica M system, so you can see its actual size. Aperture range is from between f1.0 all the way to f16, and apertures are adjustable in half-stop increments across the entire aperture range. While you might like seeing me upside down, what I wanted to do was demonstrate the aperture. The lens barrel retracts with infinity focus, and with closer focus projects out 3 to 4 millimeters. The focusing action is buttery smooth, and the knurled focusing ring is easy to grip and easy to achieve focus. The lens feels incredibly well engineered. You can see how everything is done with extreme precision. The font used by Voïgtlander on the script in the front of their lenses is somewhat different than what Leica uses. In the front of the lens, you can see the script Nokton, and then below you can see the Voïgtlander branding here, and of course the title of the lens, the 50-1.0. In order to use the Nokton in broad daylight, I will be adding a variable neutral density filter. This particular filter is made by Gobe. Gobe is a brand that is widely available on Amazon.com and offers a low-cost alternative with ethically produced materials, and I figured it would be worth supporting them at a lower cost, which doesn't hurt me in the wallet too much. You can see that right now light is transmitting pretty easily through the filter, but if I change the ring here, you can see that gradually light is blocked and you can no longer see my face through the filter. Adjust the ring again, and again you see light transmitting through. The reduced light transmission allows this f1.0 lens to be used at full aperture in broad daylight because you can have less light pass through, therefore allowing you to use wider apertures in broad daylight. So I've talked a lot about this lens, its design, its handling, and its feel, but I wanted to share with you a few images that I've taken. I hope that they tell you as much about the lens as the details that I've already shown, and convince you that this might be an opportunity for you to explore wide aperture photography using a new lens built to incredibly high standards. So without further ado, a few images. All in all, my initial impressions with the Nokton 50mm f1.0 aspherical lens have been overwhelmingly positive. It certainly engenders a pride of ownership just in its heft and handling, and ultimately its image quality seems to be on par with many of the other offerings, including Leica's own, which is about 10 times the price. I'm going to encourage you to get out there and shoot on your own, and I look forward to seeing you at the next video. Have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.